Hi guys, Linnea here. I am going to make a sachet real quick, a magical sachet, and I was thinking as I was getting ready to do it, I'm going to go ahead and put that on video. I thought you guys might want to see how I do that, so I'm going to go ahead and bring you along for the ride. Now, I'm new at aiming my camera down, so bear with me. Here we go. I'm learning. Okay. So, this is my mic leg you're seeing here. Probably shouldn't have went quite that far down, huh? Anyway, so I'm making this sachet for my husband. He has some sleeping issues, and I thought maybe this would be a nice way to work on those. So, here we go. I'm going to start with some lavender. Lavender is really good. It's a calming herb. It helps with, I'm not going to use the spoon for this because this is a big herb, so, I mean, it's easy to catch. It's not a little herb, so I'm probably going to do this in a couple of sections. So I'm going to add the lavender. And then I'm going to add some chamomile. Chamomile is really good for sleeping. Put my little bag over here. And the chamomile I'm going to break up a little because it's got a lot of stems. So I'm just going to kind of break that up as I go. This is Mexican chamomile. And it's very good for sleep. Any chamomile is good for sleep. So we're just going to add that, and then I'm going to enchant, and I'm adding a little bit more lavender because I'm going to add some other root that doesn't have the greatest scent in the world. And I broke that up a little too much. It's going to come through the bottom of my bag, but that's okay. So I'm going to enchant this. I'm going to add some more of those in a bit, so I don't want to put them too far away. I'm going to enchant it now, and so when I say enchant, I want to be really clear about how I do that, and it's just how I do it. I'm not telling you how to do it. Everybody has to do their own thing. But the way that I do it is I visualize as I enchant. I visualize through my crown chakra. I pull in energy, and I push that energy with my intention into the herbs. The entire time that I'm doing that, I am visualizing the outcome, so with my husband sleeping, I'm not visualizing him sleeping, I'm visualizing him having had a good rest. So I'm visualizing him waking up very rested and peaceful and calm. So I have that visualization going while I am pushing my intention into the herbs. So we'll do that now. Okay, and then I think what I'm going to do is add these to my bag because my dish is full and I have lots more to add. So let's hope this works. I didn't think to grab a funnel. Might should have. I use this little dish because it's got a little lip on it. I'll show you here in a sec. And that little lip is great when I'm using oils for sachets. And so I use it quite often. See here, this little lip works great with oils. So I'm just going to set, you can see it's not even nearly close to full, so we're fine to continue. So I'm going to add a little bit more chamomile because I didn't get a whole lot. And I do want to break it up, but I don't want to break it up a lot because I just don't want those stems to go through the bag. Oh, they're kind of gentle. They're not going to go through that bag, so we're fine. We don't have to break that up much. This chamomile smells amazing, you guys. It smells so good. Okay, enough chamomile. So the next thing I'm going to add some mandrake. I'm going to add mandrake because, and mine is cut and sifted. I don't have the stems. I do have some, but this is cut and sifted. Mandrake is good for sleeping. It is. Back in the day, it was an anesthetic. Way back in the day. And I'm adding quite a bit of that. I really want him to sleep well, so I'm adding quite a bit of that. Another thing I'm adding is valerian root. Valerian root was a sedative. And I'm going to be gentle on the valerian root because valerian root stinks, which is why I wanted to add. I have a ton more, but it's not cut nearly as small. I'm going to have to work on it. I don't want to add nearly as much, and that's why I added so much lavender, and I may end up adding a little more lavender before we're through. See, I can smell it from here. It smells like dirty feet, and it's not a pleasant thing. And I'm adding ginger root next, and the reason I'm adding ginger root is because it's good for anti-anxiety. It's an anti-anxiety herb, and a lot of times anxiety is why we can't sleep. And I'm going to stop again, and I'm going to enchant again. I've got quite a bit in there, so I want to. And again, I'm visualizing that. Now I'm visualizing that he's going to have a good sleep, but not only that, that he's not going to have any anxiety, and that when he wakes up, he's going to have had the best sleep of his life because I've put a tranquilizer in there, or sedative. And so I'm really going to visualize him having had the best rest of his life. So we're really going to put that visualization in, and we're going to put the intention in that I need him to sleep. I need him to get good rest. And we're going to be very, very specific about what we want, because we definitely don't want to put him to sleep for hours on end, but we want him to get good rest. So that's our intention is rest. We want him to have rest. So we're pushing our intention into the herbs, okay? Okay. Alright, I'm just going to give that a little mix. And then I got a great big piece in there with that valerian root. I hope it doesn't look great big. My husband teases me for saying great big. He says you can't just say big, you have to say great big. Okay, the next thing I'm going to add is angelica root. And the reason I use angelica root is because it's a spell booster. It's also a protective. You don't need much. 3 or 4 pieces is plenty. It's very protective, but it really boosts your spells. It gives them so much more power. So I use angelica in almost all my workings, my roots, in almost all my roots. And then the next thing I'm adding is burdock root. And I'm adding burdock root because my husband has psoriasis, and I'm hoping to get him a little bit of relief from that as well. So I'm adding some burdock root in here. Give him some skin relief. So that's going to be my last ingredient there. And I think I'm going to put a little lavender in the bag after we are done. I'm going to enchant one more time. Okay, I'm going to add this to our little bag. Oh, that caught a thread. Okay, I'm going to add this guy to our little bag and hope we can do it well without a funnel again, because I'd hate to have to jump up in the middle and go get one. Oh, hot dog, that went well. And then I'm going to grab just a bit more lavender. I don't need the dish. I'm just going to add that to the bag. And then we can enchant one more time. I'm not putting a ton in there, but some. Maybe I'll save that stem for some incense. I just don't want to smell that valerian because It's not a pleasant smell when you're sleeping. And that chamomile is going to help cover it up well too, because it just smells heavenly. That chamomile and the lavender together are an amazing combination. Okay. And the last couple of things I want to add. I'm just going to shake that up, kind of get it mixed. So it's so pretty. Look at that. It's such a pretty mix. I just love herbs. I can't get enough herbs. I have been dealing with herbs for years, and I just can't get enough of them. Back in the day, all I dealt with was like rosemary, basil, you know, cinnamon, kitchen herbs. But let me tell you, it didn't stop me. I did all I could do with those herbs. I wore them out. So I'm going to add, when I get my Palo Santo, I take the really thin sticks and I cut them. And I use them in these types of workings. And the little bits that don't, you can't burn, you know, you burn them down to the little, I have a pair of, I used to be a CNA, so I have a pair of these hemostats. So when my Palo Santo gets too small, I just hold it with this and I burn it anyway. But when it gets too awful small, you can't really, I mean, you can tell by the burn on the pinchers here, but when it gets too awful small, you have to eventually quit. And oh Lord, and so when I get those little bits like that I can't burn, I use those in oils and such. I'm always looking for tips on what to use those for, so if you have any, please send them to me, because I'm always looking for good ideas. But the little thin sticks of Palo Santo, I cut up and I use those in sachet bags. So I'm going to put 3 of these sticks in here, and the reason I'm doing that is Palo Santo is quite literally translates to the holy wood, and I want him to have some blessings. I want him to be blessed when he's sleeping, so I'm putting that in there. And then I save all my stems. You can see all my stems here that I save from when I buy my sage sticks, my sage bundles. I save all the sticks. So I buy bundles in bulk, and then I cut the leaves from them to use for my workings. And that's how I get my sage leaves. And so I save all the sticks. So I have 3 little sticks here, and I'm going to put those in there for protection, just to go along with that angelica that I put in there. And then I'm going to tie my bag, and my number is 3. I tie everything in 3s. That's my witchy number. So I'm going to tie that 3 times right quick. This is my 2nd attempt at this video tonight, and it's like my 3rd video, maybe my 4th, so I'm pretty tired. I'm going to bed after this one. There we go. So once we get that good and full, and we get where we want it to be, and we're done making it, we've decided we're finished, we're going to enchant that one more time. I would enchant that one more time. So one more time, get it all in my hands, and I enchant it one more time. Okay, so once we feel that we've really filled this puppy up with as much magic as we can get in it, as much intention, as much energy as we can get in it, it's ready to go. So I would personally, put, oh look, you caught me with my reading glasses on. It's one of the side effects of getting older. So even when you have glasses, you have glasses. I'm 6 eyes. At any rate, what you need to do now is where you want to place your bag. So there's many places you could place the sleeping bag. You could put it in a pillow, in the pillowcase with the pillow. You could put it, you could hang it above the bed, above the area where the person sleeps, or you could put it, like I'm going to do, is under the head of the mattress. I'm going to put it under the head of the mattress. And the reason I'm doing that is it just feels to me like that's the right place for it. go by what feels right for you. My intuition is telling me that's where this needs to be, so that's where I'm going to put it. But don't do what I'm doing. Don't do anything that I'm doing because that's the way I'm doing it. I'm sure that not everybody's husband has skin problems. And I'm sure that not everybody believes that anxiety might be what's keeping them awake. I don't know that anxiety is what's keeping my husband awake, but I know that we're getting ready for a big move from California to Texas, and anxiety is what's kind of keeping me awake here and there. So I'm assuming that it can't hurt. So I'm adding the ginger for that. So, but if you think another herb will work for you, add the other herb. I want you to do what's going to work best for you. I'm just showing you what I'm doing tonight so that you can have a guideline on how to make your own sachets. So I hope you got something out of this video and that it inspires you to go and make your own sachets. They're wonderful tools. You can make them for protection and hang them around your house. I have little mojo bags. I have one that's going in my garage to make the move easier for us. This is him right here. Just a little tiny guy. He's going to go hang in my garage, and he is bringing ease of stress and ease of this move for us because we're packing our house and everything's going out in the garage, so that when we get ready to load everything, it just goes from the garage to the pod, and it's easier to do. So mojo bags are great. Sachets are great. Any type of working that you want to do like that is wonderful. And I have one hanging in my room. I have one in every room of my house. I have one of those little bags. And those are for protection. So you can make a sachet or a mojo bag for just about anything you need it for. And I hope this inspires you to do so. I hope you have a wonderful night. I know that I am going to sleep like a baby. And remember that you are all divine, sacred beings of light and love. And I love you dearly. Have a good night.